continue with topic 10 and also topic 11, which is investment banking and also investment companies. Okay, and then for next week, because next Tuesday is a public holiday, Thai Pusam, I actually have prepared for you a quiz on regulations, topic 9 nanti tu. Regulations saya bawa kemudian, so kita buat topic 10 and 11 dulu, then regulations untuk next week. So for next week's class, I will share with you the video. Dah share dah pun, so if you subscribe to the channel, then you can see lah, dah ada video on regulations. And quiz is set on, I think saya set on Sunday ni kot, Sunday or Monday. So you can watch the video and you can answer the quiz. Quiz saya buka sampai next Sunday. So the following week too, we will continue with your task 3 presentation. So kita akan kelas sampai week 14 lah. Then after that you go for study week. So apa-apa nanti lagi, I'll discuss in detail in our WhatsApp group lah. But for now, your job is to complete your assignment 3, the task 3 too, and also prepare for presentation untuk assignment 3 and quiz untuk regulations. Then kita habislah, because topik untuk hari ni saya combine topik 10 and 11, investment banking and also investment companies, because they are quite related. So lagipun dia very short, so that's why saya combine je. Alright. Investment banking. Okay, so this is if you go back to our earlier topics before, kita dah buat on commercial banking, kita go through all the products by commercial banks, and then the disadvantages of all the banking services provided by commercial banks. So for today we're going to look at investment bank. So here the focus is actually more on the types and also the functions of investment bank, because before this kita hanya tengok a general the functions lah of investment banks. Alright, so what is investment bank? Again, it is a financial institution that relate to the creation of capital for other companies. So it's very different from commercial banking, because what they do is that they don't involve in retail banking. Maknanya dia tak adalah services macam retail banks ni sangat. And they focus on underwriting, especially for new debt and equity securities, because we talk about prospectus last time. Bank jadi underwriter ni, the investment bank jadi underwriter, which means they process and then they sell and they buy the stocks from the company, then only they resell to the public. They also provide guidance regarding the issue and placement of stock, aid in the sale of securities, and also facilitate mergers and acquisition. So the main function for investment bank is as an underwriter, and also for mergers and acquisition, reorganization, and broker trades. They also can trade securities for their own account. Okay, so it is introduced in Malaysia or in 2005. By Bank Negara. So before that, investment bank ni nama dia merchant banks. We call them merchant bank. Bank lama dah dia tukar nama, because by at the end of 2006, all discount houses ni absorbed by the merchant banks and then introduced by Bank Negara as investment bank. So dia relabel balik lah from merchant bank jadi investment bank. I think if you learn, saya tak sure subjek apa ada ni. Form 4, Form 5 tu kan, dia refer as bank saudagar, merchant banks, which is actually investment bank. So the new framework ni back in 2006, so the stockbroking companies apa semua, they are to be transformed into investment banks by first quarter of 2007. So all these merchant banks, stockbroking companies, they have license to perform investment banking functions by SC and also BNM. Right, so the kita kata universal stockbroking companies ni, so they are the stockbroker, the advisors who actually deal in trading of shares. So this company ni semua dah merge, dia jadi investment banks. Alright, so ini I think you all boleh baca lah, because when we talk about investment banks, it is actually to segregate the function of commercial bank and also investment banks, especially to face the challenge of globalization. So bila commercial bank and finance ni, the model ni, rationalization ni is actually extended to investment banks to achieve the greater efficiency and also effectiveness, because when they run as a bank, they have to follow a very strict regulations. So that is why these banks ni kena follow lah the bank negara punya guidelines. So the framework is actually developed by BNM and SC. So apa functions of BNM behind the underlying reasons, the framework behind investment bank is actually to enhance the scope of activities for the merged entity. Right, so when there is a merger and acquisition, I think I explained a bit last time. So merger is about when you merge company A and company B. So whether it becomes company AB or company A or company B only, because A merged with B, it can be a lot of entity. So these investment banks, they are actually helping these activities of this merged entity, enhance the capacity for growth and business expansion, and also minimize unnecessary regulatory burden. All right, next would be SRR requirements. So similar with commercial banking, so investment bank also have this SRR requirement, statutory reserve requirement, so that to manage their liquidity and also credit creation in the banking system. So these investment banks, they are licensed under FSA 2013, Financial Services Act 2013. So for example, back in 2016, the SRR for banking institution is 3.5 of eligible liability. Okay, which means if they have certain amount of liability, 3% from that liability will be considered as their statutory reserve. So dia mestilah ringgit denominated deposit and non-deposit liability placement with the bank. Kena letak dekat bank negara. 3.5% from your liability pergi ke bank negara as the statutory reserve requirement. So remember last week masa kita buat capital and reserve tu as a cushion. So ini cushion yang disimpan di bank negara lah. So any bank which fails to comply with the minimum SRR requirement shall be liable to pay a penalty. So kena maintain juga lah the minimum. Okay, these are the list of investment banks in Malaysia. So kalau tengok most commercial banks, dia memang ada wing ataupun kita kata dia ada investment banks punya part. For example, Affine, ada Affine Point Investment Bank. Kita ada Alliance Investment Bank, M Investment Bank, this is for M Bank kan, CIMB Investment Bank, Hong Leong Investment Bank, dia nama dia sama je macam commercial bank, just that they have the word investment here. So we know this is the investment wing there. Kita ada KF Investment Bank, kita ada Kenanga. Dulu Kenanga and KF used to be stockbroking company, but due to the restructuring and everything, so they become investment bank. MIDF Amanah Investment Bank, Maybank Investment Bank, Public Investment Bank, and Rhb Investment Bank. So these are list of investment banks that we have for local investment banks in Malaysia. Right, so basically the functions of this investment bank, first of all, is to raise capital and security underwriting. So again, if you go back to the notes that we have discussed before, so these investment bank are middlemen between a company that wants to issue new securities and the buying public. Remember, the middleman, kita ada company want to issue shares, they need to approach an investment bank before they can issue the shares to the public. So this is the task or the functions of investment bank. Alright, secondly is for mergers and acquisition. So in this case, banks advise buyers and sellers on business valuation. So these investment banks, they help do the business valuation, because remember when you want to sell the business or if other companies want to merge, so they need to have a proper business valuation. So they akan value lah how much is the assets value, how much is the liability value, who are the customers, who are the creditors, who are the debtors. So it is what the investment bank yang akan buat all this valuation. Negotiation, pricing, structuring, how much to sell, how much to value, as well as the procedures and also implementation. Sales and trading and also equity research. These are the kita kata the banks or the body that actually do the research for securities to facilitate the trading of securities. Okay. They provide brokerage services for trading of stocks, bonds, derivatives, commodity, and equity securities. For example, if you want to purchase shares, you have to have an account, and normally yang handle benda ni ialah the investment side, but sometimes you cannot distinguish lah, because kita kata oh orang ni dari Maybank contohnya kan, so you know someone from Maybank, sebenarnya dia ialah from the investment side, and then they will help you giving all the brokerage services untuk stock trading ni. Here they manage investments. They act as intermediary between issuer of securities and the investing public, and also they facilitate private equity. Corporate restructuring, placements. Let's say ada company, kita ada new management katakan, same company because you do not know. So for example, paling dekat I think kita boleh bagi contoh, kita ada Tesco kan. Tesco now dah jadi Lotus So Lotus acquired by Lotus Thailand. So all this restructuring, macam mana nak value the company apa semua tu, so it is done actually by the investment banks. Saya tak perasan pula in Malaysia ni yang buat which investment bank yang help facilitate the process. So it is the function of the investment bank untuk buat this activity ataupun this corporate restructuring. Alright, so what are the financial products of investment banks? So we know the function is more on stockbroking advice, mergers and acquisition, and also underwriting. They also have investment ataupun financial products, and it is quite similar to commercial banking. Tapi dia provide the services ni, for example, differs with commercial banking. For example, the amount is larger and bigger. So for example, untuk savings account katakan in commercial bank, so minimum is RM10. Dia tak main lah kan sebab dia bagi with a larger ataupun bigger amount. Okay, so for example, macam last time kan, some of you presented on project financing on Mudaraba. So ini dia facilitate all this activity ni using blanket lah, revolving or blanket, dia bagi banyak terus, okay, untuk projek yang besar-besar. So dia bukanlah loan yang kecil-kecil macam commercial banking bagi but they also have this product. Various facility offered in one limit but under multi-changeable. Okay, they also provide financial package according to total requirement of a company. And they also have hybrid products such as Sukuk, Islamic private debt security, and also Islamic bond. So they jaga all these securities lah for this investment bank. So what are the scope of investment banks? Again, when we talk about the products, walaupun kata produk dia lebih kurang dengan commercial banking, just that okay, paling penting the scope dia when we talk about the scope of financial of investment banks, the focus is actually more on offerings, public offerings of debt and also equity. So kalau kita nak tengok the sources and also the uses of funds for Islamic banks, for example for commercial bank, kita boleh kata the sources of fund comes from deposits from customer. For investment bank sama, the sources of income dia, the sources of fund dia also comes from sources ataupun deposits from customer. But who are their customer? Their customer is not you and me. Dia bukan the individual public. The customer can be large corporations. Okay, the customer of investment bank can be large corporations. The capital and reserve pun datang from associations, clubs, ataupun foundations. So dia bukan individual public lah. And the users pula, if we're talking about commercial bank, so the users of fund, kita kata okay, banyak loan kan, term loan and advances, term loan, personal loan, car loan semua tu. But for investment bank, the users of funds comes from, for example, loan juga, tapi okay, remember tadi saya kata the product sama, lebih kurang sama produk commercial bank and also investment bank, but the amount is larger. So kalau tadi commercial bank dapat sources of fund from deposit from customer, dia pun sama juga, but the customer dia siapa? Customer dia large corporations, association, clubs, institution ataupun foundation, itu customer dia, bukan kita-kita. Okay, so for users of fund dia, kalau commercial banks, users of fund pergi ke loan and advances. But for investment bank also loan, tapi loan daripada siapa? Loan yang lebih kepada yang tadilah the revolving credit, the purchase of treasury bills ataupun other government securities. So the amount is larger. So here when we talk about public offerings, okay, again when we talk about public offerings and also equity ni, investment banks first of all involved in IPO. I think ini pun saya dah discuss, saya pun dah lupa topik mana saya explain about this IPO last time yang mana dia nak ada IPO, dia kena issue prospectus dulu to explain about the company kan. Kalau company nak issue share for the first time, nak go public when we say go public, so they have to go through initial public offerings, okay, by companies that have never before issued any public security. So first time dia nak issue common stock ataupun ordinary share, nak issue through IPO. So under this IPO ni, investment bank will help So ini IPO, okay, common stock ataupun dia nak buat IPO juga, new securities juga, okay, already public, have not before issued. New class of convertible debt securities. Dia dah ada ordinary share. Yang ni the first one ni dia tak ada apa-apa lagi kat public dia baru nak go public, dia baru nak issue common stock. Part B, dia dah ada common stock tapi dia nak issue a new class of security pula. So they go to investment banks again for this IPO. Or further public offerings that are already publicly traded, nak issue additional common stock pula. Okay, ini first time issue, ini issue new class, ini nak issue additional common stock. Dia macam number one ni lah. Tapi number one ni first time C ni nak issue lagi, nak add more. And D, public offerings by company shareholders or securities that are already publicly traded. Contoh originally large shareholder, private equity fund contohnya dia nak cash out its position. So dia nak jual. So they have to go to, so amount dia besar so they have to go to investment banks juga. Because you cannot the company cannot do it on their own. They need a bank to facilitate the process. And the bank is not just any commercial bank, they must go to investment bank untuk this kind of activities ataupun procedures. Okay, tadi kita kata public nampak public offerings, maknanya dia offer dekat kita dekat public Next one is private placement private placement of debt and equity. Okay, what does it mean by private placement? Not you and me. Okay, private placement ni, when we talk about private placement, we are talking about ada targeted institution. Dia dah target dah. Okay, dia nak buka untuk siapa? Contohnya dia buka untuk EPF sahaja. Okay, dia buka untuk EPF sahaja. That is why it is a very critical move for the government not to listen actually. Kalau ikutkan the controversy sekarang ni is they ask the government to buka kan untuk keluarkan duit EPF So as a financial services student you should understand how important retirement is, because the objective of having EPF in Malaysia ni, KWSP ni is actually to help us or to help the employees especially private untuk deal with their retirement, because when you retire the government wants to make sure that the people still have income when they retire. That is why ditubuhkan KWSP lah, EPF which is we call it as kita kata institutional shareholder. Okay, so the money in EPF ni dia pergi invest kat macam-macam tempat lah to give the kita kata pencarum ni dividends and whatnot. So in this case, kalau ada private placement ni, okay, balik kepada private placement ni, is actually targeted institution. For example, certain company they issue shares just for tabung haji. So tabung haji je boleh beli share tu. Kita tak boleh. Dia jual dekat tabung haji. Or dia buka share untuk EPF je. So EPF je boleh beli these shares. Okay, so that's what we call as private placement. Maknanya dia target the private institution ni untuk beli the securities. So bila macam ni dia tak perlu pergi ke public lah, dia tak sampai dekat kita, we don't know pun. Dia buka just untuk certain institution So in this case, the private placement ni, it is complex and securities and investment vehicle offered are numerous. We don't even know what type of securities yang dia offer. It can be offering of certain bills or certain securities kan, bonds. So ini go straight to the institution, not to the public. It can be from corporate equities to real estate interests. Privately placed securities carry a higher return than similarly structured securities that can trade in the public market higher return because the purchaser pun is actually the institutions. So that is what is meant by private placement. So the difference is that kalau public pergi kepada public, kita, kalau private pergi kepada targeted institution, ataupun kita kata private lah, dia target dekat private institution. Alright, that is about security offerings when they have IPO or share issuance. Second one is mergers and acquisition. Okay, so this is especially for listed company. Kita akan terkejut kalau dengar company apa, kalau nak bagi contoh company yang besar-besar ni, nak merge, contoh Dutch Lady kata nak merge dengan Nestle, semua orang macam, what, kan? So this is a huge, kita kata front page stuff lah. Even before, masa, I think the telecommunication pun, kita ada Celcom, kita ada Digi, kita ada Maxis kan, and then bila bunyi macam nak merge, so dia kira hot stuff lah, everybody wants to know and what's going on. And then not only kita nampak macam tenang, tak ada apa-apa kan, but behind that and within this company, because you must remember kalau company nak merge, let's say company A dengan company B, dua-dua dah company besar, they have their own CEO, chairman, shareholders, board of directors. So bila dua ni nak merge, sangat-sangat kita kata it's not easy and it's quite complicated. So it sometimes can be a huge acquisition, a battle, hostile attacks, lawan sana, lawan sini, fierce defense. So because of this, dia kalau tengok cerita dekat US kan biasanya macam teruk dekat orang ni beli company tu, orang ni beli company tu, gaduh sana, gaduh sini. But normally the vast majority are friendly lah. So here investment banker ni yang sit down and help with this M&A ni. So they try to give the optimized atau optimum price and terms so that the best price may not be the highest price for the client seller, nor the lowest price for client buyer, which means sebab dia sekarang dia orang tengah, dia mediator, dia tengah-tengah, dia ialah kita kata orang tengah, agent di tengah. So dia ada orang yang nak beli dengan orang yang dibeli. So they have to make sure that orang ni pun tak rugi sangat, orang ni pun tak untung terlalu banyak. So they try to strike a balance between these two so that get the deal done. So it is very hard for this mergers and acquisition. That is why not only they have to pay, not only they have to come up with this best price, so the payment untuk investment bank ni pun biasanya memang tinggi lah. So what do this investment bank do? They facilitate and also finance the mergers and acquisition. Okay, and also the restructuring, the reorganization of troubled companies kalau ada. So the function of investment banks ni sebenarnya kita nampak macam not really related to us because it involves institution ataupun company. Right, so we can see the functions. Satu tadi on public and private placement, the security offerings. Next is mergers and acquisition. Next one is financial advisory. Okay. This is also a huge area for you to explore. So jangan ingat you can go and work at commercial bank je. You can also go to investment banks. So financial advisory services, it is very important nowadays because investment banks pun they involved with a large number of private funds and private equity whereby they raise capital for general funds, so M&A, financing acquisition, IPO and M&A of this company. Okay, so again bukan setakat dia buat benda tu, they also provide service. Maknanya they give you advice, they give the company advice. Okay, let's say this company A and company B kata, okay, we want to merge. Okay, and then bila tengok valuation apa, so dia bagi advice. Oh, it is not advisable for you to merge. You must stay on your own je. So contoh, dia bagi advice, financial advisory. Next would be the securitization or the structured finance for investment bank juga. It can be a creation of synthetic financing mechanism to make capital better risk return for both issuer and also investor. So what investment bank do is they have sometimes it is called a pool assets. They allocate liability into different tranches and also contain within an independent legal entity. Right, so if you read here, it is a process. Biasanya dia ambil illiquid asset and small consumer receivables. Dia combine lah home mortgage, automotive loan, credit card receivable. So dia boleh jual ataupun liquefied, boleh cash out and roll up into large publicly tradable securities. Contohnya, this is considered as innovation in investment banking contribution. For example, from loan, ada banyak loan ni kan, contoh kat loan ni. So they package kan semua loan ni, they combine this loan and dia jadikan sebagai, contohnya jadikan sebagai bonds. This is a loan tapi dia buat the securitization, we call it securitization. Maknanya from bond pula dah. From loan, ni all this loan ni. So dia kata kita gunakan proses securitize. Securitize maknanya dia tukar label kan, jadi benda ni sebagai, jadi loan ni sebagai bond. So bila bond dia boleh jual lah kan, sell to investor, because kalau dia duduk dalam bentuk for certain companies if it is in the form of loan, in the form of mortgage apa semua, dia kata formally illiquified asset tak liquid So kalau dalam bentuk loan, you cannot sell kan, you cannot sell the loan. Tapi apa yang investment bank buat ialah di securitize jadi bond, adalah the calculation dia apa semua and they sell to investors. So investors ni instead of dia dapat the loan ni, dia akan dapat package yang that is called as bond. So the securitization so it is a process lah ni Kalau tengok dekat sini, dia convert loan apa semua ni, dia guna term roll up lah into a large publicly tradable securities. So contoh loan dia securitize jadi bond. Again, dia pun guna word sophisticated in design because this is innovation by investment banks. So dia sophisticated and requires statistical analysis because it is not easy to calculate kan. Dia ialah loan. Kita tengok contoh loan yang 10 years loan, interest dia how much. So they have to compute mana yang paling sesuai untuk securitize, untuk jadikan bond so that they can sell to investors at the same time they can make money juga. Okay. If you look at this point here, contoh the sensitivity testing can be default rate. Like I said tadi, the interest dia, the tax change dia, the default rate dia, prepayment dia, higher mortgage. So dia kena betul-betul calculate lah using this statistical analysis. Okay. Or it can be project finance lah. The financing just for certain project only. Large scale enterprise ni kan contohnya. Okay, risk management. Ini macam biasalah just when we look at risk management of banks of even for commercial banks So this is how they hedge their position by using hedging, interest rate, foreign currency exchange, swap option, ni yang kita dah tengok masa topik derivative tu lah. And credit ratings to optimize the financial strategy. So dalam investment bank pun dia ada risk management committee jugalah, macam kita tengok commercial bank last week kan. So for commercial bank they have this liquidity and profitability position nak tengok the liquidity of that investment bank. Untuk investment bank pun samalah similar to commercial banks. Public trading of debt and equity securities. Alright, kalau kita tengok tadi, the purpose of this investment bank is actually to facilitate the public offerings. So when they have these public offerings, they maintain strong trading capabilities and they make profit. How do they make profit? Kita kata dia kerja dia provide advisory kan. So they make profit through trading for clients and from capital appreciation from their own account. So because they act as broker, dealer, market makers, so different from securities, that is where they get their profit. They involve in stocks, bond, money markets, termasuklah commodities lah, gold, silver, coffee, crude oil. So they have treasuries for different type of investors. Right, and this part is on research and security analysis of investment banks. So again, the focus is actually on M&A, IPO, hedge funds, and they use their reputation from the investment analysis and expertise to develop underwriting and money management business. Ini pun tak ada apalah, dia investment bank ni between their corporate finance and also investment research department. So they involve in financing as well as in research, investment research. Sebab for example, if they want to come up with a fair price or fair value with mergers and acquisitions, so they have to do extensive research. And yang ni apa? Institutional investors. No, ini tak ada apalah because ini again when we talk about the customer of investment banks, okay, normally they are the large institution and also institutional investors. So institutional investor ni I think ada explain before the EPF, tabung haji, institution yang besar-besar ni insurance funds by rich and super rich individuals ni. So sometimes kita pergi dulu nampak beza lah. Now I'm not so sure because certain bank bila you pergi dia ada satu bilik tu dia letak kasi private banking. Jadi we wonder kan apa benda private banking ni. It is actually for dia orang punya special customer ni lah. So they call it as private banking. So corporate customer, company-company yang mana for example kita boleh tengok lah kot, for example Maybank kan contohnya. So they have many corporate customers. So customer dia ramai banyak company kan, company yang pilih dia sebagai account untuk simpan duit gaji employee contohnya. So they are considered as corporate customer to the bank. And normally kalau bank tu ada ni produk ke apa ke, dia akan bagi the souvenirs lah apa semua kan, dia lain sikit lah. Even for benda paling basic as mungkin you tak pergi bank tukar duit untuk raya so benda paling basic is sampul raya tu. So during ni Chinese New Year is coming so you can see during Chinese New Year dia ada sampul ampau juga. But if you go bank ambil sometimes dia bagi untuk customer yang biasa ni, yang biasa-biasa je, untuk dia punya private customer atau corporate customer dia tailor made lah, lagi cantik, nampak pun mahal juga kan. So exclusive lah for their corporate customer compared to their normal customer. So this is how they manage because big chunk of their wealth, of this bank's wealth, come from this corporate customer or in institutional investors. So dia jaga lebih sikit lah, right? So pendek je untuk investment bank, more towards reading lah because you have to understand especially the functions of investment bank, which is very different from commercial bank. The product dia sama, tapi the function dia tak sama because they also try to compete with compete tak lah sangat. They also provide products untuk their private customers. That is why dia ada produk juga macam commercial bank. Okay, saya sambung terus lah. Next one is investment companies. It's very different. Kalau tadi bank, then tolak cerita bank, now we're talking about investment companies and not bank. Because you must remember when we talk about financial institution and non-financial institution dalam Malaysia ni. So financial institution not only involve banks. Okay, dia termasuklah insurance company kan. Termasuklah development financial institution, BSN, betul, kita ada MBSB, kita ada bank pembangunan. All those are not bank per se, tapi dia termasuk dalam financial institutions, termasuklah investment companies, insurance companies. Right, so for this one, what is investment company? We want to know kan, what does it mean by investment company? Bila orang sebut investment company, what does it mean? So investment company, kita kata company that invest its shareholders' money in a diversified portfolio or security. So what they do is that they take the investment money from the shareholders and they invest. And the function of this company is actually to invest. Dia tak jual barang, dia ambil shareholders money ni, dia ambil duit daripada shareholder, dia invest. Diversified portfolio of security. So what do we get? And we get, kita sebagai investor akan dapat share lah to the amount of investment. So for this management company, kita ada three parties. The management company, the company that manage the business of the trust fund contohnya, the trustee, and also the unit holder. Okay, unit holder can be individuals, company ataupun institutions. Alright, so the management company, they manage all the business lah. And ada trustee. So kita akan start dengan unit trust. Unit trust is one of the investment company because dia tak ada jual barang kan. Unit trust dia produk dia ialah unit trust. So bila dia ada, kita invest in unit trust, this company, contoh public mutual, dia ambil kita punya duit, dia pergi invest kat tempat lain and then they give us dividend. Ini konsep investment company tadi. They invest, they use the money from the shareholders to invest. So for unit trust ni, amanah saham, kalau sebut unit trust public mutual mungkin nampak macam jauh sikit kan, because you don't, not all of you involved in unit trust. Tapi kalau kita sebut sebab ASB, ASN, amanah saham tu semua, itu ialah kategori of unit trust juga. So you just simpan duit dekat situ, dia guna duit you pergi invest, you get the dividend. Every year kita tengok berapa dividend dia nak announce. So here the management company runs the fund based on daily operations. So the investment advisor buy and sell stocks or bond overseas to make a proper investment portfolio. So what they do is that they sell the fund shares direct to the public, and kita ada custodian physically safeguard the securities, and kita ada agent juga to keep track the purchases and redemption requests from shareholders. Okay. So for unit trust fund ni kita ada banyak kategori. Now kita boleh tengok lah which one is the category yang the one that maybe that you are familiar with. So for example, first one kita ada equity funds. Okay, equity funds ni is biasanya dalam unit trust ni pergi ke equity, dia pergi invest dekat stock market. So when we talk about equity funds, straight away kita nampak dia pergi ke stock market. Dia pergi invest in share price, in shares. So offer high yield of return, high return, but exposed also to high level of risk. Okay, so this fund categorized under equity fund. Kita ada growth and also index fund. Ini untuk unit trust. Ada growth and index fund. Income fund. Okay, income fund kalau equity dia stock market. So we know stock market ni up and down. Okay, so it can be high return, it can be low return ataupun high return, and it is associated with high level of risk. And then income funds. Income fund ni lebih kepada fixed income. Simpan dia dekat situ, tak payah usik keluar masuk jual beli, tak ada. Fixed income, high dividend yield. Okay, lower risk lah. Sebab yang ni high risk kan, high risk, so you get high return. This one high dividend je, return dia tak tentu lagi tinggi because the fund has lower risk. Dan kita dapat yearly dividend je. Contoh macam ASB tadi lah, simpan dia dekat ASB, low risk, sebab dia akan pergi invest dekat banyak tempat kan. So fixed income, simpan je, dia kena cukup 1 year kan, untuk dia ada date dia untuk cukup 1 year so that you are able to get the dividend. Okay, so fixed income. That is why dividend dapat tahunan tapi the dividend not that high compared to equity fund. Balance. So under the category of unit trust funds ni which risk category kan, and then growth funds. Okay, untuk growth ni, these funds are expected to earn capital gain and long-term growth on their investment. So if the focus is actually growth, biasanya dividend dia tak tinggi sangat. Sebabnya bila you know the concept of giving high dividend, because when the company is making profit, dividend tu dia the profit tu, the big chunk of profit tu dia pulang balik pada shareholders as dividend. Sebab company biasanya dah stable. Right, remember masa kita belajar capital market tu under equity kan? Okay, untuk growth company ni dia dah stable. So dia boleh bagi dividen yang tinggi sebab dia tak perlu nak invest balik the capital dia. But for growth company yang kita kata growth company ni, they need the long term growth. So dividen mungkin tak banyak sangat sebab whatever profit that they have, dia divide as dividend sikit, dan yang ada dengan dia tu kita kata the retained earnings tu dia simpan as their capital to expand the business. So ini masuk dalam growth fund. So untuk long term baguslah. Aggressive growth funds. Speculative stocks. Highly speculative, substantial return from capital gains. Biasanya dia ambil small capital stock je that have high prospect for long term growth. Okay, because this fund is riskier than normal growth fund. Dia aggressive. Bond funds, they only invest dalam bond. Kalau macam tadi dia campur Here kan, it can be bonds, kalau balance bond ada, preferred share ada, ordinary shares ada. But for bond fund, nama pun bond funds, only in bonds. So dapat fixed level of current income. Very safe, low risk. Return pun very low. Let's say dia pergi invest dekat government bond je. Okay, fixed income, very safe, low risk, so the income pun agak low. Right, so those are the 6 categories of unit trust funds. Right, so here when we have what we call an open-end investment company, okay, investor buy and sell shares directly with the mutual fund company without a secondary market. Macam tadi lah, if you invest ataupun you put your money in public mutual, then you boleh jual dengan beli, let's say saya letak 1,000. Oh, saya nak tambah lagi 1,000, dah jadi 2,000. Oh, saya nak withdraw balik 1,000, tinggal lagi 1,000. So within the mutual fund je, saya bukan trading dekat bursa, saya tak trade dekat bursa, saya dengan mutual fund company je, without masuk ke secondary market, without jual dekat investor lain. So within that mutual fund company je. And all purchases and sales are completed at the end of the day after the stock markets close, and the purchase and selling price is determined by the net asset value of the fund. Here, what does it mean by NAV, net asset value? So this is the formula. Value of all securities minus liability divided by total shares outstanding. Okay. Ataupun value of asset tolak liability divided by number of units outstanding. Okay, so I have one question here dekat dalam example ni. Because we want to know bila satu-satu portfolio ni ataupun satu trust company ni, okay, dia boleh issue in units because the company can issue their securities, and then tengoklah, because this is the buy and sell ni within the mutual fund, dia tak involve orang lain, dia sendiri dengan investor dalam unit trust fund tu. Right, looking at this example, kita ada one unit trust company. It issued 300 million units at 100 but RM1 each. After several months, it was fully subscribed by all the investors. Okay, unit trust company ni dia sendiri ada. Lepas tu, the manager of the funds plan to segregate the investment into 7% on stocks, 15% on bonds, and the remaining money on 15% to be invested in the money market. Right, so after 1 year, the return obtained from the investment are as follows. Shares 18%, bond 13%, and money market 8%. Alright, so what do you think? How should we go about this? Saya nak kira ni. Saya bagi clue sikit for you to start to calculate. From this 300 million ni, 300 million unit at RM1 each. How much is the total ni? Total in RM. Satu unit RM1, 309 units, equivalent to?
300 million ringgit Malaysia.
300 million kan. Here from this 300 million ni, 70% pergi kepada stocks, 15% bonds, 50% money market. So first step is that you kena kira lah dulu. 70% from ni berapa, and ni berapa. Boleh? Try calculate dulu. Alright, dapat pecahan dia? How much will go to stocks?
210 million.
Okay, 210 million. So 50% pergi dekat bond, which is
45 million.
okay, 45 million, and money market pun
45 million.
5 million. Okay, so kita dah dapat dekat situ the amount untuk setiap aset And then kita nampak after 1 year dia kata the return from the investment are as follows. So share dah naik 18%. Ni bukan negatif, ini nak tunjukkan tanda. So bond dah naik 13% and money market naik 8%. Okay, so what is the new NAV? So kita tengok dulu bila dia naik 18%, contoh tadi on your stocks tu ada 210 million kan? So bila dia naik 18%, kita nak tahu berapa nilai baru dia. Cuba kira. Okay, dapat tak? How much increase for stocks tu?
Increase ke all the value, Doktor?
The value lah, the value.
The value 247 million
8 million
800,000.
Okay, alright. So, saya tunjuk the next slide Alright, so ini tadi yang kita kira lah. We have 300 million units. Satu unit RM1 So kita cari NRM equivalent to 300 million. So after your calculation tadi, Luqman dah calculate 70% 210 and then 15 untuk bonds and money market. So after 1 year ni return dia lah. So this is the calculation untuk share naik 18%. So kita darab terus lah Saya darab terus 1.18 ni. Bond 13%, money market 8%. Okay. So this is the new value dia lah sebab dia dah naik kan, naik 18, 13 and also 8%. Boleh juga kalau you nak buat darab dengan 18%, so dah tambah balik lah. So sama je lah formula dia, sama number dia tadi. Is assets minus liability divide by number of units outstanding. Okay, in this question sepatutnya ada liability tapi saya tak masukkan liability, so kita hanya ada asset je. So the formula dia, all the assets ni, shares, bond and money market, ambil number yang baru ni 247, 50 and 46.8 ni, divide by 300 million units. Dia kena divide by number of units bukan number of RM tau. Number of units which is 300 million. Sebab kita nak tahu new asset value dia. So you will get 1.15 per unit. So daripada harga dia tadi, how to interpret this is that asalnya tadi RM1 kan? Because of this increase, so now harga net asset value investor ni daripada RM1 dah jadi 1.15 per unit. So dia ada untung lah dekat sini The 15%, 15 cent tu from this RM1 ni. Sebab ada yang naik banyak, ada yang naik sikit kan. So on average, this is the new net asset value dia. Boleh?
Boleh, Doktor.
Straightforward je kan. It's just that kita kena tengok lah dia return dia naik ke turun ke. Kalau dia turun, let's say negatif kan. Turun 10%, turun 5%, turun 7%. So the value dekat sini nanti akan jadi less than RM1, which is not good lah.
Doktor, maksudnya so dia punya dividen dia 15% lah
Kita kira dia bukan persen lah, dia dalam ni dia jadi
Sen.
15 cent kan. 15 cent.
Okay.
So bagus lah, this is a good investment lah. Maknanya dia invest RM1 je, by end of the year, investment dia dah jadi 1.15 ringgit kan. So this is how kita kata the unit trust works sebab dia bukan guna satu, portfolio dia ada macam-macam. So it is a combination. So nasib lah sebab kadang-kadang bila orang kata market tak bagus sekarang contohnya So for shares, let's say before this if you invest in share you can get 18% return contohnya in a year kan, total semua jadi 18%. But bila kita kata orang kata market is not good, so the return can be lower than 18. So unit trust ni nanti your fund akan jadi untung pun mungkin tak banyak lah. As long as dia ada increment macam ni Kalau dia negatif je, then it's not good. Jarang lah kita dengar biasanya the unit trust company ni, unit trust fund ni, dia memang akan pergi ke kita kata portfolio yang macam ni lah yang making profit Alright, tadi is open-end companies So for closed-end companies, closed-end unit trust ni, they only sell the initial offering je. And subsequent trades are done in a secondary market, similar to the common stock market. Macam tadi yang ni open end, dia duduk dekat dalam dia je kan. Dia among the mutual fund, dia tak keluar daripada kita kata the mutual fund company tu. But for closed end companies, the trading ni, subsequent trading is done in the secondary market, dan dekat bursa. So kita kena buat trading macam kita trade the normal common stock. That is why dia ada limited number of shares sahaja. So the advisor doesn't have to worry about cash inflow or outflow sebab the purchase and selling price tu determined by supply and demand. Okay, and normally sell at premium ataupun discount to NAV. Okay, daripada RM1 tadi tu, mungkin dia jual pada 80 sen ataupun 1.2 sen contohnya. So this is for close end company. Beza dia dekat sini je lah, subsequent trades ni dia buat dalam secondary market. Source of return for investment in unit trust. Okay, if you invest in unit trust, okay, what will you get? Dividend income, of course, cukup setahun dapat dividend. Capital gains distributions, okay, adalah calculation dia, capital gains, and also change in price ataupun NAV. Kita kata unrealized capital gain. Unrealized maksudnya macam tadi katakan share tadi kita tadi as an investor. Example tadi kita dah dapat 1.15 kan per unit. Okay. So dia pun aku bracket kat sini paper profits, which means kita tahu kita ada saham dekat situ, kita tak jual saham tu stay there, but we know our gain sekarang dah jadi 15 sen unrealized sebab kita tak jual. Kalau you jual, kita tak panggil dia unrealized dah, kita panggil dia realized. Tak ada word un ni dah. Realized maksudnya kita jual. Sekarang kita belum jual, dia kira atas kertas lah your profit on paper. Sama juga dengan share biasa, not only unit trust if you invest in share, ordinary shares trade dekat bursa tu, okay, every day you boleh tengok lah whether you're making unrealized profit ataupun gain. So unrealized maksudnya share kita masih lagi dekat situ, kita tak jual ataupun kita tak beli tambah, kita maintain dekat situ. So on paper for that particular day kita ada unrealized gain contohnya sebab kita tak jual. Once you jual, dia dah jadi realized capital gain lah. Contoh kalau macam tadi 15 sen per unit tu, okay, let's say you ada 10,000 unit, so darablah dengan 15 cents. If you sell that, that would be your realized profit. Kalau tak jual, kita maintain dia dekat dalam tu, we call that as unrealized gain. Tu masuk realized unrealized lah, jual ataupun tak jual. So how do we actually select unit trust? Determine if you want to use mutual funds in portfolio. This is very important because ada some of your seniors, they actually involved in unit trust. Dia kerja dengan saya tak ingat, dengan public mutual ada, dengan CIMB mutual tu kita panggil apa? CIMB Wealth, CIMB Wealth. So they are dealing with this unit trust. So dia pula kata, doktor dulu masa belajar tu macam bermain kan, bila dah masuk kerja dia kena belajar balik sebab jangan lupa. So things like this kita nampak macam okay tak ada apa-apa kan, but once you involve in that business dah masuk dalam that particular company, you really have to understand. Sebab apa? Satu, not only you have to calculate because some of them they actually calculating, some they sell, they jual the unit trust ni dapat the client dapat client beli that unit trust and then they get the commission lah. Commission pun bukan sikit lah, banyak So this is how they actually convince the potential investor to invest in this unit trust. So you really have to understand lah ni, nak convince orang pun kita tak faham kan macam mana orang nak beli kan. So you nak jual, you have to really understand. Okay. And okay, determine if you want to use mutual funds in portfolio. Okay, kenapa kita perlukan mutual funds? So increase diversification, offer expertise in areas where investor may not be informed and can use stocks and also mutual fund. Not only invest in shares, also invest in mutual funds. Okay, compare the objective of mutual fund investment and also investors' objective. Apa yang kita nak? Are we looking for long-term growth? Maknanya tak kisah dapat dividen sikit as long as kita ada je fund dekat situ, or looking for aggressive tadi, you want high income, high return, high risk pun tak pun. Okay, depends on the investors' objective and also risk. How do they actually able to take the risk lah, risk taker ataupun risk averse. And of course, compare the range of services offered. Okay, advantage and disadvantages of unit trust. Tak semua bulan bintang kan. Ada juga disadvantages. So, portfolio diversification. Owning numerous securities reduce the risk. Jadi kita semua tahulah, orang selalu cakapkan don't put all your eggs in one basket. Okay, ada banyak eggs, if you put in one basket, pecah-pecah semua. So, this is the meaning of having a portfolio diversification. So you own numerous securities that will reduce the risk. Tapi disadvantage-nya substantial transaction cost, management fee, commission fee, macam-macam fees nak kena bayar. Professional management, ability to invest small amount, doesn't matter if you have 500 ringgit, 200 ringgit, boleh invest, tak perlu juta-juta, tak perlu puluh-puluh ribu, can invest in small amount. Service, automatic reinvestment of dividends. Okay, senang, tak payah buat apa-apa. Let's say you invest di dalam tu, you get the dividend. Dividend you tak ambil pun, automatic reinvest. Sama macam kita kata ASB, so tak nak withdraw pun tak apa, biar je kat dalam tu. So withdrawal plans pun ada exchange privilege, convenient, easy to buy, easy to sell. Funds handle record keeping, easy to track prices. Disadvantage inilah substantial transaction cost, lower than market performance, consistently beating the market is difficult. So many mutual funds, they keep even with overall stock market index. So it is very hard jugalah untuk dapatkan the high return for unit trust ni. Alright, itu unit trust. Next kita ada real estate investment trust. So REIT is an investment vehicle structured as a unit trust that invests in a stable income producing real properties and real property related assets. Okay, for unit trust tadi tu, dia tak limited kepada real property sahaja. It can be anything. It can be from stocks of any companies lah. Tapi REIT ni, dia unit trust, but the focus is on real property or real property related assets. Low risk, passive investment, high certainty of cash flow. Sebab apa? Because when you invest in REIT, kita dapat rentals derived from lease agreement with tenants. So the purpose of this designation is actually to reduce corporate income tax. So in return, REITs are required to distribute 90% of their taxable income into the hands of investor. Okay, so they're designed to provide a real estate investment structure and invest in real estate. So the definition, this one comes from Bursa Malaysia website juga. Okay, Bursa pula. REIT ni, ialah from Bursa. This is the definition from Bursa. So dia ialah fund or trust fund owns and manage income producing commercial real estate shopping complex. Okay, boleh invest in shopping complex, hospitals, plantation, industrial property, hotels, office block. So dalam REIT tu. So management company for a REIT is permitted to deduct distribution paid to its shareholders from its corporate taxable income. So dia mesti ada aset ni tied to the real estate lah, and distribute 90% of its total income to the investor. So real estate maksudnya physical land dari human made item which are attached to the land. Sebab tu REIT ni termasuk dalam ni lah. Bangunan shopping complex, hospital, plantation, tanah bermula, industrial property, hotels. Dia mestilah ada physical land ataupun human made item yang attached to land. Okay, characteristic of REIT, physical control by owner, unlike stocks and bonds, which allows the owner to intervene and change the property for better positioning. Durability, no fixed maturity like bonds. Kalau bond ada, you invest in bonds contohnya, ada maturity kan, 1 year, 3 year, 5 years. Untuk REIT tak ada. Price differentiation, limited market price information, and costly and time consuming market price recovery process. High management requirements including leasing, rent collections, building maintenance, marketing, and etc. Ini karakteristik of it lah. Advantage, liquidity, liquid investment sebab dia listed as share or unit of a listed REIT traded like any other stock on the stock exchange. Dia bukan macam company, katakan you beli saham Petronas, saham TNB tu, dia punya trading tu macam trading saham, tapi dia ialah REIT, investment dalam real property. Income stability and high dividend distribution. Ini biasalah, if we look at the advantages ni bila bintang je kan. But if you really involved in that, dia bergantung kepada market forces juga. If the market is good, and then kita kata the income and also the dividend is also good. Capital stability and growth. Okay, now dengar Dengar doktor. Okay, alright. Saya tak tahu kenapa tiba-tiba dia stop je. Tengok saya cakap seorang-seorang. Dia tengah pusing-pusing. But the recording semua still on lagi Okay, Camilah, cabaran. Anyway, alright, so tadi kita tengok the advantages of REIT, capital stability ni semua pun nanti you all boleh baca lah nanti later, the advantages of REIT ni. Quality of real estate assets, okay, high portfolio, highly illiquid real estate, and also diversification. Dia konsep dia macam unit trust tadi, it just that your fund ataupun your money go to real estate, expert management, okay, ada management of real estate dan dia dapat yang bagus-bagus or incremental value. Real estate ni especially in desirable area, dia akan jadi more valuable. Let's say you invest in I don't know, kawasan-kawasan yang baru buka, so the price biasanya akan jadi lebih valuable lah. Monthly payment is fixed. Alright, and some of the disadvantages of REIT and recession, of course, and recession not only for REIT, for any other investment pun, economic recession akan jadi downturn lah, downturn for activity. Competition of tenants, same type property located in the area of REITs have to compete with REITs property for tenant. Aggressive competition may affect REIT occupancy, so rent needs to be lowered and additional capital improvement must be adjusted to improve the competitiveness of REIT properties. Tenancy renewal and rental increment, okay, ini pun macam biasalah, tenancy renewal ni akan naik ataupun tengok the growth and financial condition of the tenants, because the growth rental income ni may affect by the insolvency ataupun kita kata downturn in the business of tenants lah due to the supply and demand factor that discussed above. Contoh shopping mall kan, some shopping mall kita tengok macam oh they're doing well, some shopping mall banyak kedai tutup, so kita nampak macam tu, but behind it maybe the investor yang invest behind that REIT tu also having trouble lah with the financial conditions of the tenants tu. Increase in operating and other expenses, and also ownership of REIT's property. Some of the REIT does not entirely own its underlying properties. Okay, contoh dia invest in certain property tapi dia bukanlah dia absolute owner. Maknanya dia invest, this REIT ni dia invest dalam property, contoh dalam bangunan Sogo tu contohnya, tapi dia not entirely owner of the property tu. Maknanya dia share lah, ramai lagi yang own that particular property kan. So ownership tu akan jadi weakness lah dekat sini. If the other owner do not maintain the properties in a proper manner, it would be affected by the occupancy rate lah. So untuk bangunan yang berkongsi ni kan, ataupun kita, it is normal for us to have contoh satu blok kondo, macam-macam owner di dalam tu kan, owner betul, owner sendiri, owner yang REIT. So the other owner kalau tak maintain the property, then akan affect lah the occupancy rate tu for this REIT. Unsecure dividends and also slow growth. Okay, ini pun tak ada apa, ini lebih kepada the difference between Islamic REIT and also conventional REIT. So untuk REIT ni pun conventional pun ada. Tak sure dekat dalam ni ada list of REIT ke tak ada. So for example kita ada Rhb REIT, kita ada KLCC REIT. So KLCC REIT ni management company dia KLCC REIT Management lah, tapi trustee dia ialah Maybank trustees. Contohnya kan. So whoever yang invest dalam KLCC REIT ni akan deal dengan bank trustee lah. Ada Pavilion REIT, ada Amanah Harta, PNB REIT, Sunway REIT. Ini semua all the real property company. MRCB Quill REIT. Contohnya lah, some of them are syariah fund. So again for syariah ni, dia akan masuk dan under kategori mengikut SC guidelines lah Syariah Advisory Committee from Securities Commission. Dia mesti syariah compliant. Kalau dia nak dapat syariah compliant, mestilah utilization must be syariah compliant. Tenants dengan subtenants dia mesti syariah lah. Financing of the acquisition mesti syariah compliant juga. Investment must be made in syariah compliant instruments. Semua kena syariah compliant. So activities that are classified as non-permissible, ini pun I don't think I have to go through satu-satu lah because yang ni pun kita dah tengok kan, because you all have go through insurance sudah belajar activities that are non-permissible contohnya financial services based on riba, gambling, gaming, manufacture or sale of halal non-halal products, conventional insurance, manufacture or sale of tobacco-based product or related products or stockbroking or share trading in Sharia non-compliant securities and hotels and also resorts. Okay, so these are activities that are classified as non-permissible. Alright, so basically under investment companies ni kita dah tengok unit trust, investment company as unit trust and also REIT. Kita tak buat the insurance company, kita tak cover lah dalam. Right, so that's about it for topic 10 and 11. Sekali ikutkan saya ikut flow, this is actually the final topics lah for the semester. Wow. So if you have no questions, so ini pun I really hope that you will read investment banking dengan investment companies ni sebab dia calculation tadi satu tu je, NAV tu je, yang lain semua basically on the functions, the criteria, the weaknesses and also the advantages. So memang kena baca lah. Right, so if you have no question, we can have a 5-minute break and then we go to task 2 presentation. Who wants to go first untuk assignment 2 tu? Tak ada kena panggil lah. Saya panggil kita susun ikut group pun boleh lah memang. Right, so let's have a 5 minutes break then we come back for the presentation. Proceed with the first group. Dah ready you can share your infographic ataupun slide. Can we have group 1?
Assalamualaikum. Dengar tak?
Okay, dengar.
Okay. Okay. Assalamualaikum and good morning to Doctor and my friends. Today our group will present about task 2 and we choose Maybank. First, deposits. The current account for personal current account, basic current.
Kejap. Nama group members sebab I'm having trouble bila nak check balik the members sebabnya ada certain submission ni nama tak ada.
Ni. Sini apa? Apa dia doktor?
Okay, tak apa, you can proceed.
Okay. Okay. So the current account in deposits for my bank Here's personal account, basic current account, Maybank to you Premier, and master foreign currency account. The benefits for personal current account is easy to check and non-interest bearing account with minimum deposit 1,000 ringgit and minimum balance to maintain RM0 ringgit. Basic current account, the benefits is a straightforward non-interest bearing checking account with minimum deposit 500 ringgit and minimum balance to maintain 0 ringgit. Checking facility, no charge on your Premier. Percent with benefits is dollar, euro, Hong Kong dollar, Japanese yen, New Zealand dollar, sterling pound, Swiss francs, Singapore dollar, US dollar, Danish kroner, Swedish kroner, Arab Emirates dirham, Qatar riyal, and Thai baht, and minimize the risk of currency fluctuations. Next, the features for this for account is deposits and withdraw funds by issuing checks or via ATM, phone banking, e-post, and MAS electronic ticketing at Maset. Next option for withdrawal. Number one, pay as you use. Egg free ATM cash withdrawals and 50 RM 50 cent from the ninth withdrawal onward and no fees for non-cash withdrawals transactions. Example balance inquiry. Number two, at ringgit annual fee, unlimited over-the-counter transactions and ATM cash withdrawals. And for Maybank to you, the features is checking facility and high multi-tiered interest calculated daily and credited monthly. And next, access account from anywhere in the world and also able to access to all MAPS ATMs nationwide and Cirrus network worldwide. Next, master foreign currency account. The features is allow customer to perform funds transfer from master foreign currency account MFCA to on account. Real-time transaction with a minimum of 1 cent and maximum of 50k per transaction. The rates is Maybank to you Premier is savings bond up to 5,000 to 500,000. Interest rate are 0.2%. Next, we move to Mudaraba investment account. There are four accounts: Golden Savvy account, General investment account, Multi-asset investment account, and ZSI. The benefits for the first account is based on the Sharia contract of Mudaraba, which means profit sharing. Next, invest based on the profit sharing contract of Mudaraba and their own pace. The benefits for multi-asset investment account, close-ended investment account that aims to maximize investment returns by investing in a diversified portfolio of Sharia compliant financing assets and marketable securities. And the last one is rewards all year long with a Sharia compliant investment account. All year long prizes to be won monthly, quarterly, half yearly, and annual with investment as low as 200 ringgit. Next, the features potential to earn higher returns with indicative profit rate. The profit gained from investment are shared between customer and bank based on a previously agreed profit sharing ratio. Profits are paid monthly and are not subject to balance band or number of withdrawals. For feature for general investment account, potentials to earn higher returns with indicative profit rate. Profits gained from investment are shared between customer and bank based on a previously agreed profit sharing ratio. Profits are paid monthly and are not subject to tenure or number of withdrawals and the placement tenure, 1 until 60 months. Next, medium term investment solution of 3 years with low entry placement of 10,000 ringgit. The ZI features is access your account via Maybank to you or Maybank app at any time, anywhere, and able to access over 2,800 Maybank ATMs plus international ATMs via Plus Network. The rates for Golden Savvy account is indicative profit rate 0.2% for up to 200,000, while profit sharing ratio for investor is 5 and bank 95. Next, indicative profit rate 0.545% for above 200,000. The profit sharing ratio for investor 11 and bank 989. The rates for general investment account is the new 1 month indicative profit rate to investor 1%, while the profit sharing ratio for investor is 25 and bank 75. Tenure to month indicative profit rate to investor is 1.75%, while the profit sharing ratio for investor is 43 and bank 57. The multi-asset investment account is indicative profit rate 4.25%, while profit sharing ratio investor 95, while the bank is 5. Next, saving account. Saving account has 4 EP savings account, Golden Savers saving account, Maybank Savers, and Basic savings account. The benefits are savings at young age where the minimum deposit RM1 and minimum balance to maintain also RM1. Golden Savers savings account, the benefits is savings for all the years with minimum deposit RM1,000 and minimum balance to maintain RM1. Next, a person able to manage their account through completely online. The minimum balance to maintain is RM250 and minimum balance to enjoy interest are RM2,000. Basic savings account with no services or maintenance charges with minimum deposit RM20 and the minimum balance to maintain is RM20. The features for EP savings account is a 1 month fixed deposit rate from your savings account subject to 1 withdrawal per month for 6 consecutive months. Next, cash rewards when for excellent grades at PT3, SPM, STPM, and degree level. Free personal accident coverage of up to RM70,000 for you and your child. Next, high multi-tiered interest rates with a minimum balance of RM1,000, calculate daily and credited monthly. Discounts from participating merchants, passbook and quarterly statement or passbook or quarterly statement. Next, high multi-tiered interest rates with a minimum balance of RM2,000, calculated daily and credited monthly. Cashless shopping with Maybank card debit. Basic savings accounts, the features is to earn interest no matter what amount in account balance. The rates for the savings account is savings band up to RM50,000. Interest rate are 1.5% and above RM50,000, the interest rate is 0.2%. Golden Saver saving account savings band from RM10,000 to RM250,000. The interest rate is 0.2% and above RM2,050 is 0.45%. Next, savings band from RM2,000 to RM50,000, interest rate is 0.6% and above RM50,000, the interest rate is 0.7%. The last one, savings band from RM1,000 to above RM500,000, the interest rate is 0.25%. Next, the fixed deposit accounts.
Kita terus pergi ke
Fixed
financing
deposit.
boleh?
Okay, boleh. Sorry. Financing, personal finance ada 3. Bank, Islamic personal finance, personal loan, salary loan or financing. The benefits is monthly installment payment as low as RM102.78 per month. No document stamping, no processing fee, fast approval. Personal loan, monthly repayment as low as 102.78 per month. No document stamping, no processing fee, no guarantor or collaterals required. Fast approval, personal care insurance protection. And for salary loan, instant cash when signed up and minimum deposit 10,000 ringgit. Higher profit rates than a normal Islamic savings accounts. The features: fixed monthly installment, financing amount, minimum financing amount 5,000 ringgit, maximum financing amount 10,000. Fixed monthly installment, loan amount, minimum loan amount 5,000, maximum loan amount 10,000. Financing amount minimum 3,000 for salary loan and maximum 200,000 or 20 times basic salary inclusive of fixed allowance, whichever is lower. The rate is 8% per annum fixed rate for financing of 1,000 to 7% per annum fixed rate for financing amount of 20,001 to 50,000. 6.5% per annum fixed rate financing amount of 50,001 to 100,000. And personal loan, 8% per annum fixed rate for loan amounts of 5,000 to 20,000. 7% per annum fixed rate for loan amounts of 2,001 to 1,000. 6.5% per which R plus 3.75%. Effective rate dia 5.5% per annum. Monthly repayment with Maybank to E deduction. And BR over IBR plus 4%. Effective rate dia 5.75%. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, alright. So the next group lepas ni, I think if you have more than 3, you can just present 3, and then kalau ada the detailed explanation sangat pun, I think you can just skip lah, because I have already your submission. But for today, kita nak tengok more towards the different types of deposits and also loans. Okay, can we have next group?
Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. Dengar tak? Dengar tak suara saya?
Dengar.
Okay. Today my group members, Muhammad Syaril bin Ismail, Nur Nadira Akmal binti Ahmad Zaki, and I, Nur Nasuha binti Mat Jasni, are going to present about deposit and financing of CIMB Bank. Okay, first is deposit and investment. Next slide. Next. Okay, for current account, business current account, a convenient and secure way of performing online account requires banking transaction, funds transfer, bill payment, and more via business channel at CIMB. You can get your own account number within the same date once you complete your application at your preferred CIMB branch. Manage and track your transaction easily with CIMB's complimentary monthly statement. Next. Fixed deposit. Lock your money and earn higher return for your business. Enjoy the flexibility of choosing your maturity period between 1 to 60 months and its respective interest rate. Make withdrawal in multiples of 1,000 ringgit while maintaining the predetermined interest rate on your remaining balance. Next. Okay, for other instrument is STMMD. STMMD stands for Short-Term Money Market Deposit. This is an outright placement of funds which give customer an opportunity to earn interest from their short-term funds. Simple interest calculation is done based on actual or 365 days, protected by PIDM up to 250,000 ringgit for each depositor. Okay, next is investment. Watch your investment grow with returns declared on monthly basis. Enjoy peace of mind when you invest in stable investment with low risk. You are entitled to 50% of the accrued profit, if any, for any investment uplift before maturity. Get convenient automatic renewal upon maturity. Okay, for financing, first is package financing, business premises loan. We offer competitive rate to suit your business needs. Support your business for up to 20 years with a longer repayment term. Is your cash flow with a high margin of financing on your property purchase. Enjoy the benefits of term loan and overdraft at the same time. Choose between floating rate and fixed rate. Next is SME financing. Obtain margin up to 120% to access to property and working capital financing. Receive financing up to 10 million. Enjoy flexibility financing with a wide range of facilities. The purpose is finance purchase of properties, refinance existing properties, and working capital. For next, equipment financing, leasing. We cover specific type, CIMB covers specific type of machinery or equipment with a specific agreement with a blanket limit as opposed to a specific limit. Get a utilization period of 1 year and renew it without any charge on the portion you have not used. Enjoy competitive rate and a margin of financing of up to 100%. Next, project financing. Contract financing, short-term funds made available to cover your financing gap requirement. Get funding for your pre and post financing requirement. We charge interest on the amount used and draw down. Thank you.
All right, okay, thank you, CIMB.
Hello? Doctor,
Okay,
can you
dengar.
see my slide?
Not yet. Okay, dah nampak.
Okay. Bismillah. Assalamualaikum and very good evening to Professor Madia Dr. Hazianti binti Abdul Halim and to our fellow friends. Today I will present about type of deposit and financing for Rhb banks. Okay. So the first one is deposit. We have 4 products. So the first one is current account. So current account, the benefit of current account is e-statement. We have they have e-statement that receive a complimentary monthly e-statement, and also ATM cash withdrawal. That means get unlimited complimentary ATM cash withdrawal and over-the-counter transaction. And also is the benefit is checkbook facility that issue check at your convenience. So this is the rate for current account. Okay, next, saving account. So the benefit of saving account, so the first one is saving account have a Rhb debit card. So is go cashless and enjoy exclusive benefits. And saving account also have a statement. So get a complimentary statement every quarter of year. And Rhb now internet banking and Rhb mobile banking app is more enjoy a world of banking features and solution anytime, anywhere, such as managing your finances, your finance, paying bills, transfer fund, and more. So this is rate for saving accounts. So the third one is fixed deposit. The benefit of fixed deposit is placement period. It means get flexible placement period of between 1 to 16 months to meet your needs. It's convenient, and so placement and withdrawal can be made via Rhb Now internet banking or at any branch nationwide. It's also flexibility. That means make partial withdrawals in multiples of 1,000 ringgit subject to a minimum balance of 5,000 ringgit while maintaining the predetermined interest rate on the remaining balance. So this is a rate for fixed deposit as follow the channel. Okay, that's one product for deposit is RSB Joy at Work. So the benefit is they finance your asset and rate on personal mortgage and SB financing. There is also special offer for private retirement scheme as well as EPF. So they also put your web. That means enjoy exclusive RHB Premier privilege with a minimum gross salary of 16,000 ringgit and get tailored with management solution by a dedicated relationship manager. So this is the rate for job at work. So next we go to financing product. We also have 4 finance product. The first one is RHB Biz Power Relief Financing, which is offer relief financing without asking for a guarantee fee or collateral and offer working capital that alleviates short-term cash flow problems encountered by SMEs which have been adversely affected by the current pandemic. So this the rate for finance rate, which is 4.75% to 6.45% per annum. The no guarantee fee, maximum 7 years financing tenure. Up to 80% of the financing amount will be covered by Syarikat Jaminan Pembiayaan Perniagaan, stand for AJPP. The second one is Rhb Purchasing card. Is manage company local and global spending expenditure with customized purchasing and budgetary goals. A charge-free period of up to 50 days from the first transaction date. It also annual fee waiver for the first year and expedite delivery of goods as suppliers will receive payment promptly. And next, RHB Domestic Trade Financing. RHB Trade Financing have to facilitate your local business transaction with a wide range of financing product. RHB is ready to advance the money to you under LC, stand for letter of credit, upon presentation of compliant document without facility. Vendor financing from RHB leveraging on your credit strength without the need for collateral. This will improve your vendor liquidity for better working capital. RHB Trust Receive finance your purchase or import that allow you to obtain your goods upfront. RHB Bank promissory note financing is a short-term financing that covers sell, export, import, and purchases. So this is how to calculate the interest rate for RHB domestic trade financing. So BLR is best lending rate. Is ECOF executive cost of fund. So this purchase commission. Okay, the last one is RHB Media Supreme. RHB Media Supreme offers comprehensive coverage that look into the healthcare and protection of employer and employees due to illness or accident. So the benefit from this product is high overall annual and lifetime limit, which is overall annual limit of 100,000 ringgit up to 1 million ringgit. Second is enter and exit with ease, which means cashless admission for easy admission to hospital. And the third one is lifelong medical protection. Is all plans are granted renewable up to 100 years old. And the last one is deductible option for more saving. That's meaning and you enjoy more saving with our deductible option of on your annual premium ranking from 25% to 75%. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So as of now, we can see there are a lot of different products, very attractive products that bank have to offer so that they can compete to get the customers' attention. So can we have the next group, please?
Okay, Assalamualaikum and very good evening. Okay, now I will present about the Affine member height. Okay, the first one, the first types of deposit of Affine member height is basic current account, basic savings deposit, foreign currency account, and Affine fixed deposit. Okay, the first one is basic current account where 24/7 internet banking service, and then they also have minimum opening requirement, and then they have Visa debit card, also have choice of annual ATM fee waiver, and the basic current account benefits is they can bring convenience as we can make transaction online and even to view our account balance through the internet banking of affineonline.com, or SMS notification will be sent when we make a transaction over 500 ringgit. And then we also have basic savings, which we can benefit from 24/7 internet banking service, also have Visa debit card. They also have zero fees, and then they charge they have low initial deposit where it is only 20 ringgit, and then they also have e-statement where we can monitor our account easily, and then they have choice of annual ATM fee waiver, and they have interest rate of 0.25% per annum. So this basic savings, the benefits is we can put the initial deposit as low as 20 ringgit, and we can enjoy the benefits of high interest rate, and then the free of charge selected internet banking transaction, and debit card facility, and also quarterly statement. Next is foreign currency account, where this is Sharia compliant, and they have a range of currency including USD, Euro, and then GBP, which is British. Also have Australian dollar, Japanese yen, Singapore dollar, Hong Kong dollar, New Zealand, and also Arab Emirates dirham. They also have foreign remittance, where we can enjoy the convenience of foreign transaction, and also have foreign education, where we can manage educational funds in foreign currencies. Also have retained salary in foreign currency, where employees can retain their salary in foreign currency from overseas or in Malaysia. And then they have extensive branch network. So this account allows you to bill in a foreign currency, which makes dealing with overseas customer which much more easier lah. And also it also allows you to hold the foreign currency in a local account that you control. Yeah. Okay. So next is the last one is Affine fixed deposit, where as usual we have 24/7 internet banking service, and then we also have minimum opening requirement where minimum as 5,000 1 month or 500 2 months and above. Also have attractive returns where we can earn attractive returns to grow savings. And then we have flexible to choose a tenure, where tenure is the amount of time that are given to repay the loan. So the benefits is we can maximize our saving, and then we also get the highest per annum interest rates on the market for deposit of 12 months. And then we will move on to the financing product, which is number one, Affine Home Solution Plus, and then the second one is Affine Bank Vehicle Loan, and then Affine Credit Plus I, and then the last one is Affine. And then we also have Affine Education Financing I. So the first one is Affine Home Solution Plus, where the features is loan margin up to 95% inclusive MRTA, which is this is the insurance for home lah. And then we have also loan tenure up to 35 years. Okay, loan for 35 years. And then they also have property value minimum of 200,000 ringgit. And then the interest rate is which is the base rate is 2.70% per annum plus 0.60% per annum. And the benefits is we can own a home faster, and then they have a long tenure, length of loan maximum 35 years, and then we can save the interest with advance payment, and this also have low daily interest. Next is Affine bank vehicle loan. So the features is low margin up to 90% inclusive MRTA, which is MRTA is for the bank for the vehicle. And then we also have loan tenure up to 9 years, and the loan type is fixed financing loan. Okay, and then they also have early settlement rebate available. Okay, and then they have interest rate for new cars from 2.6% per annum to 2.92% per annum. So this is depend on the car brand lah. So they also depend on borrowing amount and also the period. Okay, and then they also have minimum annual income, which is 24,000. So the benefits is an affordable plan to fuel your new ride, and then they have fixed rate financing, they have high margin of financing, also have comprehensive insurance coverage. Okay, so next is Affine Credit Plus I. Okay, the features is financing margin up to 90% plus 5% of MRTT. Okay, MRTT same like insurance lah. And then financing tenure up to 35 years of age, 70 years old, whichever is earlier. And they also have financing amount minimum of 50,000, and maximum is up to the customer's eligibility. And then the profit rate from 4.51% per annum, and the lock-in period is 5 years. And then benefits is they can satisfy all the home financing need, and then they have flexible loan package and have flexible advance payment. Okay, so the last one is Affine Education Financing I. So the features is financing margin 90% of coursework fee, and then they have tenure up to 15 years, and the amount is for 400,000. So the maximum financing amount is 600,000, eligible for medical student only. Okay, and then the collateral pledge, where collateral may be required either fully or partially secured against the term deposit I or unencumbered property. And then the benefits is financing academic future for qualified individuals, also no early settlement fee. They have a ceiling rate and get protected against a high rate by the profit rate cap at 10% per annum. Also have coverage of takaful, takaful coverage, reducing term takaful, which is RTT. That's all from me. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next group.
Assalamualaikum and good evening, Doctor and everyone. So today we are from Group 5. We are going to present about M-Bank Berhad. This is my group member, which is Wafa Izzah, Nur Anishaira, and I, Siti Nushafiqah. Next. First is deposit. The meaning of deposit is a sum of money paid into a bank or building society account. They have 4 products. First is saving account. Their feature is unlimited free monthly withdrawal via mBank, Islamic mBank ATM and over-the-counter, interbank GIRO transaction, auto-pay service, interbranch transaction, standing instruction facility, e-banking center for easy depositing. The benefit, they have two benefit: basic current account, non-fee account, no introducer needed, enjoy zero service charge with 6-month average balance of 1,000 ringgit and above. Through Transact, no annual fee, unlimited interbank GIRO, transaction via online banking, free for the first 8 local bank, MAPS ATM, cash withdrawal transaction. Their rate is basic saving account BSA, rate per annum is 0.25% up to 25,000, 50,000 and 500,000 and 0.30% above 500,000 ringgit. And then through saver account, rate per annum is 0.25% up to 5,000 and 0.75% above 5,000. Next. The second product is current account. The feature is no introducer is required, checkbook facility, unlimited free monthly withdrawal via mBank, Islamic mBank ATM and over the counter, can open more than one fee account, interbank GIRO transaction, auto-pay service, interbranch transaction, standing instruction facility, e-banking centers for easy depositing. The benefit, basic current account, no fee account, no service or maintenance charges. Interest is calculated daily and credited monthly into account. If flat saving account, hassle-free online account opening via online mobile apps, flexibility of a saving account and interest at rate equivalent to a 3-month fixed deposit, free interbank GIRO and instant transfer transaction fee. Their rate is basic current account profit rate per annum 0.00% up to 10,000, 0.25% up to 30,000 and above 30,000. Next. The third product is fixed deposit account. The feature, interest is credited into your saving current account monthly, higher interest rate than normal fixed deposit, option to have automatic renewal, ATM card access. The benefit, choice from a range of flexible deposit tenure of 1 to 12 months and above, attractive range of rate, interest credited into saving or current account, automatic renewal with two alternatives, principal and interest, or principal only. Their rate, conventional fixed deposit rate, profit rate per annum from 1.40% to 1.70%. Rate is different for every month. Next. The fourth product is term deposit I. Feature, attractive range of rate, your interest credited into your saving or current account, automatic renewal with two alternatives, principal and interest or principal only. Benefit, low initial placement of 1,000 for 1 month tenure, minimum 500 for placement of 2 months and above. Wide range, tenure from 1 to 60 months, anytime partial withdrawal, subject to remaining balance of 1,000 ringgit. Their rate is profit rate per annum from 1.40% to 1.70%. Rate is different for every month. Next is financing. Financing means the process of providing fund for business activity, making purchase or investing. First product is personal financing I. The feature is high payout up to 99.5% with competitive pricing, no advance installment required, up to 3-month deferment period, no guarantor and collateral required, no monthly membership fee, rebate on yearly settlement, takaful coverage, optional, non-forced product bundling, hibah or wasiat, salary crediting account remain with wakil and trading fees. Their benefit is first payment only commence on the fourth month after disbursement. The personal financing eye comes with an optional takaful. Rate profit rate as low as 3.88% flat rate per annum. Effective profit rate as low as 6.91%. Next is home loan. The feature, no free with easy and manageable repayment term, option to make extra repayment to reduce loan interest, flexibility in managing the amount and frequency of loan repayment, excess payment can be withdrawn in time of emergency, combination of term loan and overdraft available, margin of financing up to 95%, including MRTA and MLTA. Their benefit is no processing fee for the financing application, exemption of stamp duty on sale and purchase agreement and financing agreement, affordable rate for mortgage protection cover. Their rate is profit is calculated based on variable rate. Next is term loan or financing eye. The feature, purchase of fixed asset, for example, property or equipment, refurbishment and alteration, working capital. The account can be linked to electronic channel. Benefit, secure against fixed deposit or term deposit property or any collateral acceptable to the bank. The facility can be used for working capital, renovation, purchase of fixed asset and etc. Rate as low as base rate plus 0.90% per annum. Next is equipment loan. The feature is purchase of machinery and equipment essential to running business. Equipment loan to purchase anything from office furniture and medical equipment. The benefit is high margin of financing, longer repayment period of up to 5 years, tailored to customer financing need, competitive rate. The interest rate charged will be based on the variable rate and related with base rate changes over the duration of the loan. That's all from us. Thank you.
Alright, thank you, M-Bank. So last group kan, kita ada lagi satu, I think belum public bank.
Nampak ke slide?
Nampak.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Our group will present about types of deposit and financing product for public bank. This is my member, me, Aina Maridia, and my friend Umul Latifah and Jivita. First is types of deposit. First is demand deposit. The feature for demand deposit, funds are payable on demand and can be interest bearing. There is no eligibility requirement and no limit on the number of withdrawal or transfer, and there is no maturity period. For benefit, it allows joint owner of a single account, and consumer can easily access their money. Next, it allows the deposit to withdraw funds on demand without any advance notice to the bank. Next, banks do not charge any extra fees for withdrawing the amount, and electronic transfer is allowed. Next is for saving deposit. The features is interest rate, minimum balance requirement, withdrawal flexibility, ATM facility, and debit card. The benefit is of opening an
an account for individuals, personal or joint with an initial deposit of just Rm20 ringgit. The minimum balance to be maintained at any one time is Rm20 ringgit. Interest is calculated daily and credit half yearly as at 30 June and 31 December every year. And it easy access to your account through any public bank branch, ATM or PBE. The rates for this saving account is 0.25% PA. Next is fixed deposit. For feature, there's flexible tenor, assured return, and flexible interest payment. For benefits, it's convenience. You can open a PBEFD account and make FD transaction anywhere via PBE. Low minimum placement starting from Rm1000. For interest, it is calculated daily and credit half yearly as at 30 June and 31 December every year. And for placement are carried out in real time by debiting your designated CASA or via the Financial Process Exchange (FPX) fund transfer from other banks. And for the rates, it's PBE fixed deposit account, which is 1.85% PA. The last one for deposit is negotiable instrument of deposit. The feature, there is two, which is nominal amount or principal guaranteed and protect by PIDM. The benefits, minimum nominal amount Rm10,000 and above in multiple of Rm1000. Can issue at par or premium or discount. Optional overdraft facility is available to customer subjects to application where RNID certificate will be pledged as collateral to the overdraft facility. And the maximum tenor is up to 5 years from the date of issuance. The rates for R&D is 4.28% PA. Next, for types of financing. First is house financing, or we can call it as home loan. Features withdrawal facility, additional repayment, parental leave, home loan, offset account or salary credit, and loan profitability. For benefits, great saving as interest rates are calculated on daily rest. Credit cards with exclusive annual fee waiver for the entire loan tenure or for eligible customer. And the last benefit option for withdrawal facility, which is for new conventional housing loan with an approved amount of Rm100,000 and above. The rates is 20.97 PA tenure over 20 years. Next is vehicle financing, or can call as car loan. The feature is rental payment in installment. Each rental payment considered as such for hiring the asset. Asset instantly delivered to the purchaser. Assets are passed to him after the last installment is paid. The hire cannot pledge, sell, or mortgage the asset till the last payment is made. For benefit, will enjoy an attractive margin of finance, will save time and hassle through bank's speedy approval process, can enjoy the convenience of paying installment through bank's multi-delivery channels or at any of the branch, can enjoy the convenience of paying motor insurance and renewal of road tax. And for the rates, there is two. For new cars, maximum 9 years, 3.31% PA, and for used car, maximum 7 years, which is 4.1% PA. Next, working capital loan. Features allows to draw additional funds quickly and conveniently from current account. And then the credit may be used repeatedly. For benefit, no fixed repayment schedule. Interest charged only when funds are used. Flexibility of drawing funds as and when required. Repayable over 1, 3, 6, 9, and 12 months term. Choice of repaying in full upon maturity or to pay only the interest. Competitive financing rate and flexible mode in financing. Last one is project finance. The feature for project finance is multiple participant applicable. Asset ownership is decoded at the completion of project. Zero or limited resource financing solution, and better tax treatment. For the benefit, eliminate or reduce the lender's resource to the sponsor, permit an off-balance sheet treatment of the debt financing, and maximize the leverage of a project. That's all from us. Thank you.
Alright, thank you. Okay, so we have finished looking at the different types of products offered by the commercial banking of your choice. So kita ada macam-macam so there's a lot of attractive rates as well compared to if we compare from banks to another bank. So for your next assignment if you have any question you can just ask me, ask dekat WhatsApp group pun boleh because that third assignment is about the calculation kita dah buat bank profitability last week. So for your assignment yang tu it involves calculation and please be very careful in doing the calculation and also please follow the formula given in the question and you really have to be careful in selecting the elements ataupun the items that can be included in your calculation too because one bank is maybe the term used is quite different from one another. Okay, so if tak ada apa-apa, I will see you the following week lah because next week Tuesday tu tapi sebab do not forget to answer the quiz for regulations and before boleh answer quiz kena tengok video regulations dulu lah but the quiz is actually for next week belum available lagi this week. Alright, thank you all. I will see you soon.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Alright.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.